Join us for this episode of Chuffed Adventures for my birthday weekend with fun adventures and a beachside clinic for the local animals. So we're just getting everything ready to go to Karen's tomorrow. So it's my birthday, so we're going to go, not today, but tomorrow. We're going to go a day early and spend some time on the beach and just have a good time. Then on Saturday we'll start our clinic. So we're just trying to get everything organised. I'm making surgical drapes up now, and as you can see we've got a lot of stuff because we don't really know what kinds of animals we're going to be seeing and what might be wrong with them. So yeah, we've got antibiotics, we've got stuff to do dentistry, we have suture material, we've got, yeah, pretty much everything you could imagine. We've got our new ophthalmoscope with us because apparently there's lots of eye problems, and an otoscope for ear problems. So slowly but surely getting organised, and then we can pack it all up and get ready to go tomorrow. It'll be fun. We're excited. See a new place, help some new animals. Alright, and we're all packed up. We have veterinary supplies and clothes, more veterinary supplies, and a little bag for our electronics. I think we got everything we need. We made our way down the small streets of Golfito to the dock, where we were told a water taxi would come around 11:30. After waiting for over an hour, we managed to track down the captain, who informed us we wouldn't be leaving until high tide, a 2-hour wait. We had no choice but to venture to the local expat bar Latitude 8.
Feliz cumpleaños! Sí, oh. That's exactly right. This will make our boat ride, our water taxi, very interesting now. Alright, good girl, finish it all. Alright. Happy birthday.
A few shots of Patron later, it was time to board our launcher to Playa Zancudos, which is approximately 3 hours by bus or only 30 minutes by boat. Interestingly, very few locals take the water taxi, preferring to stay dry on land. But we thought it was a lot more fun and way quicker. Keep it steady for the colour change. Into the blue. Very cool. Hopefully we're beating that. Alright, we made it safely to Playa Zancudos, and now we just need to try find Karen and get to our cabanas. So I thought I would mention it because the final part of our journey. Let us. The beach of Playa Zancudos is surrounded by tropical rainforest and palm trees, and we were very lucky to be staying on a beachfront property with plenty of wildlife in the area. The sand is volcanic, giving it an almost black appearance with flecks of silver scattered throughout. So we're just cruising down the beach at Playa Zancudos. As you can probably hear and see, there's a fair bit of wave action. and a lot of driftwood and cool stuff to look at. Yeah, I had a great birthday yesterday. It was a really good time getting here. And today we're just going to hang out on the beach, hang out at our little cabin, and see 1 or 2 patients. And then tomorrow we'll be getting into the clinic days, which will be fun. Hey. Oh, what'd you find?
It's my riding utensil on the sand.
Ah, wonderful.
With the flare.
Joel always finds cool stuff on the beach. Nice. After contemplating life and our future plans to the sounds of the crashing waves, we decided it was time to wash away our worries in the salty sea. Later that night, we once again ventured down to the beach. In the dark, you can really appreciate the beautiful sounds of the ocean. Joel just found me the prettiest shell in the beach. He's so happy. The next morning, we were off to our first clinic day. This area has a range of socio-economic groups, but many of the local villagers cannot afford basic pet care. A beautiful local family allowed us to set up on their veranda to offer our veterinary services to the local community. This is little Mecha, and she's got a very common problem.
Tranquila, Mechas. Tranquila. Tranquila.
So that's very common in dogs here. They get infection with mites and it causes skin disease. It's known as Sana, see? Sana aquí? Sana. Sana is the local term for Sarcoptes mange, which is a mite infection which causes thickening of the skin, hair loss and a lot of itching. Thankfully, we had plenty of ivermectin on board to treat the animals we saw with this condition. The next patient of the day was beautiful Kanoa, a yellow Labrador with plenty of energy. She was suffering from itchy ears, eyes and skin, a common problem in the tropics where the combination of humidity and heat sends bacteria and yeast into overdrive. We were very grateful for our new otoscope and ophthalmoscope combination, which allowed us to check her eyes and ears properly for the first time in months. Kanoa had thickened and red skin on her ears with a lot of brown discharge in the ear canal, which is indicative of a chronic yeast infection. I prescribed ear drops, eye ointment and a short course of prednisolone tablets to help settle her skin and get the infection under control. Unfortunately, skin disease can be a lifelong diagnosis for many dogs in this area, so we discussed symptoms and preventatives further with the owners to try at home. Fish tacos with salsa and pico de gallo.
No, it's pretty hard living out here, isn't it?
It's really hard living. Seeing all our patients and then getting a delicious dinner. It's hard work. We've got a set of little squirrel monkeys hanging out, stirring the dogs up. So one of the things we love so much about Costa Rica is you can just be sitting out, eating some watermelon on the veranda and spot all these guys running through the trees in front of you. So amazing. The next day we were off to our second clinic and Joel couldn't help but pick up a little girlfriend on the way. We set up once again on a local's veranda and opened up for the public. Joel's girlfriend was of course first in line for her checkup, and I'm pleased to report she is very healthy. We also examined Mr. Magoo, a rescue dog that had been coughing for many months despite past veterinary treatments. I was very concerned about the potential for heartworm, which is actually spread by mosquitoes, so we organised a test at a local veterinary clinic 1 hour's drive away. Unfortunately, we later found out Magoo came up positive, but we now have him on treatment to clear him of this horrible disease. We then saw two of our tiniest patients, Radar and Nuevo. They came in for a simple puppy check, which actually says a lot about the hard work a local lady has been doing to help improve the animal health in this area. 5 years ago, it would have been unheard of for a local to come in simply wanting their dog checked over, often waiting until the dog was almost dying before they would seek veterinary care. The locals now realise that prevention is better than a cure, and these guys were simply in to be checked over and receive some worming. Ticks are a real problem in this area, so all the animals received internal and external parasite treatments, and even got a little manicure thrown in for free.
I hit coming out of San Francisco one time. I was in the North Bay sauce.
So we're just wetting down this scab to get it off. This is a condition called a hot spot, which is just an infection. Yeah, infection of the skin. And you can usually get the scab off, and then it'll be much easier for the skin underneath to heal. You can see it's almost already healed.
They look pretty gross. See, I didn't
know.
Definitely looks a lot worse than what it
it looks a lot better now.
See, I could have picked that off. I didn't know.
That's all right.
Oh, now you know. That's that. See, it's one of these places you learn things.
And soaking it for just those, few seconds with a little bit of, betadine and water or chlorhexidine and water can just help you kind of get it off. And it'll also mean your spray here, you can keep using it until the skin's looking really good, but at least the spray can now touch the, the area that's infected.
Instead of just wetting the scab.
Yeah. Yet another beautiful meal. With a beautiful view. So it's our last day at the beautiful little beach house we've been staying in. We've had so much good food and good company and had some cool animal treatments, and yeah, it's been really good. It's been a great little animal birthday retreat weekend. So we're gonna go down the beach and just have a relaxing day before we head back to Chuffed tomorrow. Life is good. Pura vida.
Pura vida.
I've changed my mind about the swim. Those waves are brutal out there. It's fun though. The power of the ocean here is crazy. It really dumps, so I'm pretty happy in the shallows for now. The boat ride home to Chuffed was a little more interesting, leaving dead on low tide in the pouring rain. We ended up stuck on a sandbar with birds perched on either side of the narrow channel we were in. Eventually a wave lifted us off and our expert driver shot off into the sea. Even soaking wet on a bumpy boat ride, we couldn't help but laugh at my birthday weekend. How many people get to have such a crazy adventure with the person they love while helping local animals at a beautiful beachside location? It really was a Chuffed birthday. Join us next episode as we try to keep water on the outside of the boat and host a scurvy dog clinic at Playa Zancudos. Until then, stay chuffed everybody.